Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is answering the question, should you weigh yourself every day when you're trying to lose weight? Okay, so this question comes up, probably more than any other question that I see. It comes up in the context of, I've been weighing myself and over the past couple days I've lost some weight and today I've gained weight and I'm ready to give up. Or I weigh myself every day and I'm bouncing up and down. What's going on? Or I weigh myself once a week and I don't see any changes. Or I was doing really good and all of a sudden this morning I have a big gain. The list goes on and on. I could give you examples till I'm blue in the face. But what it really comes down to is that you have to understand weight loss to even answer this question. We as humans have so many factors that go into weight loss. It could be what you eat. It could be water that you retain. It could be the weather. It could be the fact that you didn't get enough sleep. It could be your age. Are you going through menopause? Are you young? Do you have hypothyroid? Do you have PCOS? On and on and on. But the most common theme is we use a scale to monitor progress. Of course, we can use a million other things, right? You could use a tape measure and take your measurements. You could use an Apple Watch. There's no real one way to monitor progress. The reason we use a scale typically is because we step on this square thing that most of us want to beat up every day and a number appears. And psychologically, if you are a type of person that number is going to affect your whole day, like your mood, and I am one of those people, not so much now, but every now and then, but years ago, hell yeah. I would get on that scale all excited and it would be a number that I wasn't expecting, and it could be as little as like 0.2 of a gain. My whole day was ruined. I was moody. I didn't want to know anything. I didn't want to wear jeans. I wanted to wear something loose. Like, it can really play with your head. So you have to really try and understand weight loss as a whole. As humans, we fluctuate. And like I gave some of those examples, and they're so true. But when you're following Optavia, right, we're kind of about 90% all eating the same stuff, the fuelings, we're eating them. And why is it that some people will lose a ton of weight? Why will some hardly lose weight? And why do some bounce up and down? So I have a couple of thoughts on it. If you want to weigh yourself every day, you're probably the type of person that uses it for motivation, not so much to be defeated. You want to know, is this working? Am I staying on track? You might not even have a reason. You just are used to getting on the scale every day to see that number. If you're that type of person and you can understand that we fluctuate and that number doesn't discredit the hard work that you've been putting in, and it may take some time for that number to go down, and nothing's linear. Most of us do this during the week. It's the progression that we're interested in. It's the over time. If it's slowly jig-jagging and it goes down, then you're doing everything right. But what if it doesn't? Does that mean you're doing everything wrong? Nope. So what? If you're the type of person that looks at that scale and says, all right, I'm up 0.4 this morning. Maybe I had too much sodium yesterday. Maybe I didn't get enough sleep and I was craving something. Maybe I went off plan by having an extra condiment. No big deal. Maybe you're the type of person that can use that and go about their day and not have a mood change. Then maybe weighing yourself every day is for you. If you're the type of person that wants to weigh once a week and they think that's wonderful, by all means, when you are on a plan like Weight Watchers, they weigh in once a week. Why do we then weigh every day? Because we're all different, guys. We're all different. And it's so hard to tell somebody, don't weigh every day, only weigh once a week. It's not always the answer, because sometimes weighing once a week is just as defeating as weighing every day. So you have to really think about why you're jumping on the scale. Are you going to weigh every day and use it, like I said, as a tool to gauge how the day before went? Did you drink too much water? Did you not drink enough water? Sometimes when we drink a lot of water, but we increase our sodium intake, we retain water. It doesn't mean you gained 0.4 worth of fat. It takes a lot to gain fat. Remember that. Most of our weight loss, especially in the very beginning, is our body getting rid of the glycogen stores. And when we lose that, the water weight just comes right off. That's why you'll pretty much almost everybody loses at least 2 or 3 pounds their first week. Most people lose a little bit more because they're coming off of that way of eating. Look, you're starting Optavia, right? So you were probably eating really bad beforehand. Now, someone like me who was keto before Optavia was very interesting because I was scared that I was going to gain weight because the carb count on Optavia is about 100 and keto is like 20 grams. So I was really scared. However, keto, my calories were a lot higher because I was eating predominantly fat, and those calories are higher than a lower fat diet. So it showed me that it was more so than the carbs, a calorie restricted diet. That's what Optavia is. Our calories are low, guys. We can't hide that. They're low. They're low from the average person. And when people say, like I have said, and I still say it because it is a true struggle of mine, I can go all day and be really good. I struggle at night. That's when I want to pick. That's when I feel hungry, right? So that we have to take into consideration when we're getting on the scale. If I look at my chart every day and see by 7 o'clock, I have had my optional snack, I have had all my condiments, all my fuelings, and my lean and green, I'm technically done for the day. But on occasion, I might have some cheese sticks or I might have something. And then I get on the scale the next morning and lo and behold, it's a little bit up. Now, do I walk away from the scale pissed off? Not anymore, because I understand and I realize what I do. I really do a lot of journaling and I track everything and I write it down. If I had an extra condiment or snack or even a cheat, I write it down. So this way, when I do get on the scale that next day, I am like expecting it. I'm expecting it. I don't really know many people that weigh in once a week. I know that you guys are out there and kudos to you. I'm an everyday weigher. That's just me. Every morning I get on that scale. And it's taken me a really long time to understand that we fluctuate. We just do. I know because I've been doing this long enough that if I don't get enough sleep, usually during that day, I'm hungry. The reason behind that is because my energy level from not sleeping is zapped. I might be great in the morning after coffee and maybe 1 or 2 fuelings, but as the day goes on, I'm more fatigued. That is your body's way. When you're tired like that and you have no sleep, your body, your brain says, you better eat something and it better have some sugar in it or carbs. Why? Because our body uptakes that glucose as energy. And our brains, like our bodies don't know that we live in a house or an apartment or whatever and that food is readily available. All our brains know is that your calories right now are very low. You had a rough night's sleep. You have no energy. Oh my God, if a wild predator comes chasing you, you better have enough energy to run or you're going to die. Our bodies are meant to control the survival mechanism, if that makes sense. When those things start happening and you weigh yourself on the scale, it can reflect that. Look, if you're having a stressful day, forget being fatigued. Stress, you're at work, let's say, and your boss is driving you crazy, your colleagues suck, you hate your job, there's no way out right now with the pandemic, you've been looking for a job, or maybe you lost your job and things are just really, really tight and you're struggling. Your body internally will produce cortisol. That's a stress hormone. That can affect the scale. Guys, I could give you a list like 1,000 pages long There's a million reasons why we fluctuate, and nothing is linear, nothing. When I was on Optavia 2 years ago, I had, out of 6 months, I had 2 weeks, just 2 out of 6 months, where I either stayed the same or I gained a little bit. And this time around, it's very frustrating to me. I don't really know the reason why. Number one, for me, I feel like this is harder. I feel like I can go 2 or 3 days, and then on the 4th day, I want to have something off plan. It's not, I've looked into this in my own head, in my journal. It's not so much a habit. It's just that I'm hungry. Could it be that I have more muscle now than I did 2 years ago? Absolutely. Could it be I'm more active now? Maybe. I wasn't really working out back then. There's a lot of factors. I'm getting older, right? I'm going through my menopause. My hormones might not be the same as they were 2 years ago. My home situation is a little bit different. My job is different. There's a lot of things. When you are an everyday get on the scale type person, you have to understand that it doesn't reflect all of the hard work all of the time. Listen to all the things I just brought into this video. All of those factors plus a gazillion more could affect your weight loss. You might all of a sudden have like a couple pounds worth of weight gain, and you stayed so on plan, so disciplined, and you're like, what in the heck is this? Don't despair. 3,500 calories that were not expended, that were stored, is equal to 1 pound. So in 1 week, if you have a 1 pound weight loss, that means that you ate 3,500 calories that you didn't burn off. That's like laying on a couch and doing nothing and eating off plan, because on plan, we're not even close to that, right? So realize those things. Another thing I feel like with these weigh-ins is you have to really sit and think. Like, we get so many options in our plan, our booklet, of different proteins we can have, different veggies. And the reason the company categorizes them into leanest, lean, and leaner, or, lean, leaner, leanest, and also the veggie conversion sheet. You'll see the lowest carbs, the moderate carbs, and the higher carbs. If you choose to eat all the highest, the fattiest cuts of meat, the higher carb count in veggies and things like that, you might notice that you're not losing as fast. And then there's people that it doesn't matter. And then there's people that swear by eating, everyone's different. But I want you to not forget about the added fat. That is something that when I used to coach and people used to say to me, I've hit a plateau, I can't lose this weight, I always kind of tried to figure out, what was your lean and green like? And most of them were like, well, I had some chicken, I had some fish. I'm like, what was your fat? And they're like, oh, I forgot to add a fat, or I didn't want to add the fat, or whatever. Fat, number one, keeps you fuller longer. It satiates your desire to eat. And when you choose from the leaner or the leanest category, it advises you to have either 1 or 2 optional additional fats in your diet. That could be avocado, that could be healthy oils. If you neglect that and you still follow the plan 100%, a lot of times people will stall out. It's amazing how the body works. That fat helps with so many things in your body. It regulates hormones and it keeps you fuller longer, so those cravings go away. I do notice on occasion that I don't add my added fat. And whenever I get super disciplined, like following the plan as it's written, the weight comes off. So am I to say that it's the plan's fault? Nope, likely my own. So again, going back to that scale, if you're one of those people like me who get on the scale every single day, every morning, right? You go to the bathroom, you brush your teeth, take off all your clothes and get on that scale. Try to remember that that number that's flashing back at you doesn't tell the whole picture. It doesn't tell you, hey, Lori, you've been so great on this plan. The number should be lower, but today it's not. for whatever reason it's not, don't carry that with you. Don't feel like a failure. Don't give up. That is the worst thing that you can do, because then what do? You guys know it. We spiral. Then a binge happens. Then you're eating all kinds of stuff and you're just like, I'm defeated. Then you feel even worse about yourself. Hell, I might as well just let the whole day go and eat like crap the whole day. Then that day turns into 2, turns into 3. And what happens now? You might have lost 8 pounds by then. You gained it back and then some. It's a vicious cycle, guys. When you're on a diet, and this is a diet, I can't say this is a way of life. This is a diet. It's a calorie restricted diet. It's teaching you portion control. It's teaching you options on how to cook healthy, and then we transition off. So use that information. Try to journal, write things down, use your iPhone or whatnot, however you have to do it. Gauge your progress, but understand and expect a little bit of a zigzag through your weight loss, okay? You have to understand. And that's one of the hardest things to do, because we look at the internet. We see people that lose a ton of weight. Optavia posts are always like a before and after. And sometimes you don't realize, like my picture that I posted the other day on Instagram, follow me there, a before and after. There's a couple of years between that, right? The pictures when I lost 50 something pounds 6 months ago, a couple years ago, there were 6 months where ready? Okay, I didn't have coffee. I didn't have creamer. I didn't have high sodium. I added my fats when I needed to. I almost always ate super healthy. Like I literally didn't go off plan at all. And I was very, very good with not hacking. I didn't add all that extra stuff. When I did it the first time, I didn't use baking powder and I didn't do it. I just stuck to what the plan said. And even though we can do hacks and people are successful on it, if you're getting on the scale and noticing those increases and they're bothering you and you're like defeated, try to stick to the plan 100% as it's written. Don't look up hack videos. Don't seek out options out there. That's another thing. Oh my gosh, this video could be like an hour long. There's a lot of people out there looking for alternatives, and that's a question that I get a lot in the group. What can I substitute for my bars? They're expensive. They don't have the ones I like. Understand, if you do that, you will likely not have the same success. And why? If the macros are similar is the key word. Optavia's fuelings have all the vitamins and minerals you need for a day, including a probiotic if you're on the essential or select line. You don't have to take extra vitamins. You don't have to do this or that. So when you're trading out a fueling for something else like that Magic Spoon cereal, things like that, it's all great. But remember, that's not the plan. The plan is the plan. And if you want to be successful stepping on that scale and getting excited about it, my opinion is you just have to stick to it. I've done all of it. I'm speaking from my own experience. I've tried Magic Spoon, I've tried these bars, I've done all these things, expecting to get on the scale and seeing something different. Haven't. Nope. Might work for a little while, right? Some people have really good success, but again, like going back, we're all different. So I'm kind of putting this out there to those of you like me who can't have all these other options, who struggle with the scale, who want to see weight loss, who want to see the number go down. This is who I'm talking to. So if you are someone else, please don't take this to heart. I'm not telling anybody what to do. I'm just talking my experience, what I've seen, how I've coached, and the success that if you talk to people that lose a ton of weight on Optavia, if they had a ton of weight to lose, or even 20 pounds, the people that have the best success and can go on and transition are the ones who followed the plan. Bottom line, you're paying for a program. Stick to the program. Okay? I hope that makes sense. Get on that scale. Know that we could fluctuate. Don't let it wreck your day. Please don't let it wreck your day, because what can happen is your family's affected, your friends are affected. You know what I'm talking about. Don't let that happen, because you're worth it. You're worth way more than a bad attitude. Just continue. Keep doing it. Focus. Talk to your coach. Message me. Do what you have to do, but don't get self-defeated. Okay? So with that being said, guys, I have to end the video by saying we can do this. We can. Yes, we can, right? But it's only going to happen if we do it together. If you're isolated and you're not talking to a coach and you're not talking to other people and you're not in my Facebook group, which you should be, then you're doing it alone. Why do it alone? The best results, the best you can do is when we do this together. So we can do this. Yes, we can. As long as we do it together. See you in my next video.